All right. Good day, everyone. My special guests today are really old friends of mine, and we go back a long way. And I know how they started. Now they're actually one of the icons in the Bay Area as far as the company is concerned. Welcome, John and Liz from Salsamania Dance Company.
Thank you, Ronnie. Thank you so much for having us.
How are you two coping with the pandemic so far?
We are actually very thankful for many things in comparison to a lot of people suffering out there, man. I would say it's a blessing to all our families safe. Um, we're doing good, man. We're doing good. We're just blessed and thankful, and we're still praying and many blessings for the people that are just struggling out there, trying to make it happen.
And Liz, you guys are having the online classes now. How is that going?
It's been great. It's been like our time to heal and also to give to the community. We've been enjoying every single class, and right now we're in a little break, but we just completed 80 hours actually in Zoom classes.
Yeah, I think one of my student took your online class, Christine.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
she actually sent me a video. So what do you think of this? Because I don't sugarcoat. So I usually tell her. That's when I knew. But so besides the pandemic and all of these online classes, what else are you guys doing? Because it's pretty much restricted there. It's still in phase one, isn't it?
yeah. It is in phase one. So we did, like Liz mentioned, we did a lot of Zoom classes, and what we did is that there was a lot of people that requested choreographies. So what I did is completed all those choreographies. There was about 8 choreographies I needed to finish, so that can be busy. Um, in terms of the business, that's what we did.
Yeah.
And Liz continued with her girls team online by request, and then the gentleman from the company asked me to do a footwork routine for the men because they want to do something. They want to remain active. It's non-partnering, so it works. So that's in terms of the business. Other than that, man, watch your weight. Work out as much as you can, and we have developed a great system to be able to work with dumbbells or almost no equipment. So stay in shape, um, and then like anything else, Ronnie, when everything stops, the world stops. You
Yeah.
start evaluating a lot of stuff. You
Yeah.
start evaluating your friendship and your connection with family, my own marriage, and all of that stuff. And unfortunately, it took a pandemic for you to reevaluate and enrich all these relationships.
Yeah.
That's really what I'm doing. What about you, Liz?
It's been the same thing. I've been taking a lot of time to do things that I have never been able to do before. I've been doing a lot of certifications online and learning a lot of things that I've been wanting to do, and also spending a lot of time with my family.
Yeah. Both of you and even your dancers are really in great shape. Do you have some type of, at least for the dance team, right? They
Yeah.
have some type of requirement for them to do, whether it's food and whether it's exercises.
What we do is like anything else in life, right? People wants to follow you, and you have to lead by example.
Yeah.
You cannot tell them when I'm like out of shape. No, what we did is we encouraged them to continue exercises by doing the following. What we did is like we created something called Fit Club every Wednesday today, and it's a full body workout with no equipment required. And then a whole bunch of people logged in, and then we duke it out for an hour, and it's something that I before I became, I always wanted to be a personal trainer. I never got to. Dance in school was more important, but I'm fairly knowledgeable of what I'm doing, and so a lot of the guys,
Secret.
a lot of the guys logged in, and they just followed the leadership, man. And then so I'm exercising, I'm sharing cooking tips, and all kinds of stuff.
He's learning how to cook more.
Yeah, where I'm cooking every day, that's it, man. Live by example, and I know a lot of our dancers took it hard. A lot of them, man.
Yeah.
Because imagine, Ronnie, if you're by yourself and you have no wife, no girlfriend, you're just you in your apartment, you're working out of home. that's tough, man.
That's tough.
That is tough mentally. So
Yeah.
we reach out to a lot of our dancers that may be in that position, encourage them, and then create these different activities through either through Zoom or I don't know, as a cooking Zoom class or anything to keep ourselves sane, keep ourselves doing well mentally. That is.
Salsamania Dance Company is very well known, not to mention winning multi titles, dance titles, whether it's couples, whether it's teams, whether it's solo. Uh, but Salsamania Dance Company started a long time ago. I still remember because I think I was just in my infancy when it comes to salsa dancing. Or maybe not. When you guys competed at Rocopulco with Telemundo, were you guys already have a team at that time?
When you remember us competing as a couple?
Yeah, Telemundo. El Rocopulco.
Oh.
I still remember because you put Liz upside down and just play her bongo, whatever.
Please don't remind me, man. I just want to forget stuff. You're not gonna pay me enough money to recreate it. Oh, geez.
Played that bongo after that. Ever since that time, I've been asking out Liz, and she always said no, man. I'm just kidding.
Oh, no,
Did you have a team at that time already?
no, we didn't. It was just something that, look, man, Liz and I, we just focused on our college and university. We met during college and we just shared this passion about dance and salsa, man. We loved it. We would go out 7 days a week and we ended up saying, hey, we could be good at this. So that's what we did.
And Luis wrote
Before we get to the Salsamania thing, your friendship. Because, okay, whether you're a couple or just dance partner or business partner, okay? But your friendship has lasted a long time because I know this because I'm from the old school. I've watched couples, I've watched partners or dance partners break up and never gone back. But you have maintained this togetherness
Right.
even to this day. Is it because of friendship?
Yeah, it's we've known each other for 27 years now. 27 years. Ronnie, the reason why Liz and I, we learned how to be friends first. So we were good friends, really good friends for 2 years. We dated for 5 to 6.
Sure.
And then we became friends because we learned how to be good friends to each other. So even after our relationship didn't work out, I think that foundation was the friendship.
Yeah, because you remember when I guess I interviewed you guys before then, where I had to freaking write everything that you said. I interviewed every couple in the Bay Area, and going back and remembering it, I was remembering it last night. You guys are the only business couple or dance partners that has lasted to this day, which is very impressive. I think that friendship, as you said, wow, that's kind of a lasting friendship. Is kind of rare in our community, don't you think?
Yeah. It is rare. I just really appreciate Liz for being always being sincere, very kind, and very thoughtful and caring. That is her biggest, what I value Liz the most.
Yeah, that's a Leo trait, dude. That's
a Leo trait. That's what it is.
that's Leo.
You're I married an Aquarian, and one of the best thing about not you, but but one of the best trait about Isidra is that she tolerates just about every shit I do. But she's very logical, as most Aquarians do. They analyze, But okay, let's go back to Salsamania. Why is it it's still existing to this day and still winning, and having even new membership, and even the old people? Like I was talking to Jiju the other week. He still can't forget it, man. He still talk about you. So is it structure? Is that the secret? What is it?
What is it? I guess we were blessed to have really good people around us at the very beginning of growing up. And one thing that we always remember is that success is not a lone act. It's not one act, it's many acts. And we knew that for a long time, that you cannot ever be successful by yourself. Man, it's a blessing, man, to have so many people coming to the company early on and they were able to help us build it together, like the Aguilar brothers. Felipe, we're talking about Gigi big time, and many other people that,
Even you remember Rose, the one who, my enforcer at the festival,
yeah,
she was part of the Salsamania. She told me, I didn't even know that. But
she went to a few classes and worked with
yeah,
us. But the biggest thing, people, so you're talking about the people in the pro team and people that went and performed and
yeah,
represented the company at the highest level. But there is other people that were in a different other level of the company that they were such a powerful force. Juliet Donahue.
yeah, of course. I remember Julia.
Huge. Sanj, and so many other people. We could just go on and the list goes on. That is really the secret, man. It just be able to trust people that they have your best interest. And if you trust people and you delegate responsibility running, you're going to run a very successful company. If whenever there's no trust and you trying to do everything and not trust people to give you the right advice, then you fail miserably.
I still remember your house parties. I used to go to them, actually.
Oh, jeez, man.
Those were the old days, dude. I mean, really, really freaking old days.
Right now, it's like, right now, if we go to a party, we just like, so what time do we leave? Or what is the next time we're going to get a 5-minute nap?
Oh, I feel the same way.
Oh.
Even at festivals, or I mean, dude, Salsa Gang created room parties. Okay, I created that shit. But with festival, my body can't take alcohol anymore, so it rejects it. So I can't do anything about that. But okay, going back to Salsamania, once you decided to become a company like that, right, going full time, I've seen a lot of, I could see that the company has structure. Can you give me a specific structure? Because when I do martial arts, when I do my dance team, even bachata, I have certain structure: beginners, intermediate, advanced, and what's next. What do they need to do at this point? Is that part of the strength of Salsamania?
Yes, that's part of it. But the main thing is this: early on, with the help of many of our members, the first thing you need to do is develop your mission statement.
Nice.
If you
Okay.
don't have a mission statement, you can forget about it.
Yep.
The second thing, what are your core values? If you don't have any core values within the company, what are you doing? You could have the best dancers in the world, but if you don't have a mission statement or core values, it doesn't matter.
Right.
So every decision that we ever made was based on our mission statement and our core values. That was one of the main secrets. Yeah. The second, well, not much of a secret. And the second was that operate like every dance company that we saw out there that didn't make it, didn't do well, is because they focus on performance teams. That's all they focus on. We were the other way around. 80%.
You made it like a business model.
Right. 80% of the people should be training.
Yeah.
Hell, I would say 85 to high 90% of the people should be in training teams, and then 10% of the company should be the one dancing and representing the training. That's really it. It is that simple in terms of when you look at it. Is it hard? I mean, of course, it's hard to execute, but that's what we did.
Yeah. That's
really it. That's not it. So
your training, your background when it comes to styling, women's styling, and whatnot, where did you get that?
You know what the funniest thing is, that I used to love watching like Jason Molina.
Oh, really? Okay.
Or Sion. They have the most sassiest and crazy styling social dancing, and
I agree. Yeah.
Inspired just by seeing them social dance. But I always loved utilizing a lot of my hands and my arms.
Yeah.
And that's like one thing, but mainly I don't know, it just came from watching sometimes, like, again, Jason or Sion or other people social dancing, but that's about it. But styling has always been like one thing that I enjoy doing a lot. But
yeah. And John, there was a time that I used to watch you guys at LA Congress, the old LA Congress. You would just go to the dance floor and doesn't care whether people are watching or not. You're just doing your thing. One thing I was always impressed about your salsa dancing is the flow, a continuous flow. I mean, at one point, there's not even a pause, where so many people, do a lot of pauses and whatnot. it's just a continuous flow. It doesn't matter which angle that was. Where did you get that type of style?
Ronnie, I think it's the same. Maybe it's the same answer or not that many people give out. It's just watching other people, and then I got inspired by a lot of people. I just look at dancers in the following way. Why is that guy looks better than that guy? And that's all I did. So I handpicked the people that they have something incredible, special about them, and I mimic them. And you constantly mimic so many people, and all of a sudden, like osmosis, all of a sudden you start creating your own style by looking at amazing dancers. And at one point in time, that's what I love about dancing is your journey as a dancer, who you are as a dancer. And it takes a while. It takes a while to find out who you are. At the beginning, you just mimic everybody, man. The whole pounding on the butt thing that you're talking about, that's Johnny Vasquez.
Was that Johnny Vasquez? I thought he was Alex de Silva or something. Okay, you're right.
But
yeah, when you're Dasso, you're right.
So you will mimic as a dancer. It is quite okay. How do you inspire yourself? Look at the work of others, man. That's how you inspire yourself. And that's how that came about. And coming from, I'm always being very technically driven. Everything for me is technique and effort. Yeah. And it has to do with being in the wrestling team, being in the football team. I was really small, so my coach was an incredible technician. And he said, if you work on your technique, you're not going to get hurt. So I work a lot on my technique, and I did really well. And from there, that got installed in my head. It's like, why not? Can salsa have technique?
Yeah.
So then I started digging into it and taking other classes.
Was there any point with both of you as a company to give up?
Yes.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
There was no hurdle. Just you know what your mission statement is. You know what your vision is, and you keep going, right?
Yeah. There was
I don't think there was ever.
There was not a single time we gave up. If anything, it's how much more can we do this year? How much more can we develop the company? That was always the mentality. No, Ronnie, actually, no, we never thought of anything else.
That's awesome, dude. I mean, I guess that's part of the reason, as far as structure, your mission statement, vision is concerned. That's why some company fails, because they don't have that. And Salsamania is still exists. Not just that it still exists. It's still strong, and it's still winning. I mean, for example, you know, you won the On2 championship with Dalia or Dalia?
With Dalia, yeah, back
with
to
Dalia. I mean, you know, and then, you know, prior to that, you know, you had more, and then of course you had Andrew, and then she won, and then you have the team won the Worlds. But one thing I will never forget is your wins at Rocopulco team competition. I know it was small, don't get me wrong, I know it was all, but I will never forget it, because
that was the competition to go to in the Bay Area, man. That was it.
I can't believe they stopped it, but I really loved it. I guess it's because there was not much funds, which, you know, but everybody's doing that now. Kathy is doing, now you're doing your salsa bachata West Coast competition. And so, you know, there's always that torch, but I will never forget that moment, guys, because you defeated a multi-champions, a person that wins every year, a team that wins every year. And it was an upset. And ever since that, you guys were just like going up after that, you know? I mean, how did you, it's like, welcome to the party. I mean, look, I will die dancing that song because it's damn fast. So what made you pick that song? And did you know that you were going to win that competition? Did you guys know as a team that you were going to win that competition?
So here's what happens. The first competition that we had, we came last, man.
Right.
And then
I was one of the judges, dude.
And then Heido was last for like 8 bars, man. And he felt really bad, and all of us decided that nobody ever is going to laugh at us anymore, man. Because we were the laughing stock of the Bay Area. Because you know, when we performed, it was like, oh, watch what Salsamania is about to perform. Watch how they're going to mess up. And guess what? We messed up. So then we made it a point. I remember this. It was Jairo, Luis, and Giju and I. I was like, nobody ever is going to laugh at us again. And these dudes, man, plus the girls, man, we duke it out in that studio. Sometimes we leave at 1 a.m. and still just pushing and pushing. And you know where? Ashkenaz. That's what we were training at.
Ashkenaz, okay, yeah.
These dudes gave it all, man. Gave it all the time in the world. They gave it, man. And then next year was like, we're not gonna lose. We're gonna win this. So the second year we got second, but we felt like we won first. We're like, oh shit, you know. And then the following year, that's when we won first place.
Yeah.
And the song was just very contagious, man. And who made it? The person that made that song famous was Frankie Martinez.
That's true. Yeah.
And I was like, dude, that is a really amazing song. And I talked to him. I was like, where you got that song? I was like, oh, I went to some disco CD plays and I just found it. And anyway, I was like, I want to do that in a team setting.
Yeah, as a team, yeah. That was a brilliant idea. And that really was, in my opinion, as a dance team, as a competitive dance team, that was a breakthrough for you guys.
Yeah, it was. That was it. That was
the
it.
year we closed at LA.
Really well.
Oh yeah, we closed at the LA Congress with the team, and then we were the last ones, and we thought that we suck. We sounded like, see, man, we suck ass because we're going last, man.
No, that means you were good.
No, yeah, exactly. See how we had no idea what we were doing. I mean, we didn't understand anything, so we were so upset. Yeah, Luis saying hi, and I just so upset of waiting so long in the back. So when our turn came out, like, let's do this, and it was, we're gonna make them remember us. That was our mentality. And like I said, man, without these dudes, man, they were just gangsters, man. All of them, man. They just had that mentality. Yeah. And that mentality started the whole snowball effect. So
I think it's the mindset, bro. Even your dancers now that are in the competitive scene, I think it's the mindset that you instilled in all of them, that you got to have that competitive mindset, because if you don't, why are you competing in the first place? It doesn't make sense, Okay, coaching. I know you guys travel a lot, Liz, you, John, sometimes separately. Most of the time, probably separately now, because some people just want lady styling, and some people just want men's coaching, or just a development of choreography. How is that going before the pandemic? You were just like traveling all over the place, right?
So
Seattle, particularly.
Yeah, particular Seattle. So what happens, Ronnie, it's like Liz and I, we did it for so long. We just got tired of it, man. It was fun. I'm not gonna lie. It was incredibly fun, but we're not spring chickens anymore, man. You cannot go from the airport, week in, week out, and live.
I hate that. Yeah.
No, man. So what Liz and I did is like, let's focus a lot on just constantly, developing the base in Oakland. That's our focus. Is just, let's focus on our team in Oakland. So we decided to pick and choose where we go. So we did Seattle. We established the Seattle Salsamania.
Right.
That's what we did.
Yeah. And you fly there every month or what?
Before the pandemic, we would go 3 times a year we do 3 months, take a break, another 3 months, take a break. Almost 9 months out of the year, we would go to Seattle. Sometimes 6 months out of the year, we go to Seattle, and we form an incredible company out there with these incredible individuals out there. Awesome. So that's where most of our traveling. Other than that, once in a while, Japan, once in a while, Canada, and that was the whole thing.
Japan is one of the most satisfying country you could ever tour.
Yeah.
When it comes to dancing, I loved it. I loved every minute of it. After you do your workshop for a 3-day, you have a cash money like this.
Yeah.
And then you go to the airport, you exchange it, it becomes this. But I had to learn all the train stations there, dude.
Oh my God.
Complicated train stations ever. I mean, you got hundreds of them, and just looking at the map, you don't understand English at all. It's like, it was tough. But oh God, I forgot the question I was going to ask you. So you're based in Oakland now.
Yes.
People travel there. to train with you guys, what do they usually do? Do they contact you first?
Yeah, sometimes they
I mean,
contact us.
do they have to fill out some type of questionnaire if they're qualified to train with you guys or something?
So, so hey man, there's one kid that I during that time there was no Facebook or WhatsApp or anything. Everything was just via email, and
Yeah.
it keeps asking me about wanting to come, and I say sure, and based on our conversations, based on what we talked about it, he was from Alma Latina, so I say sure. This is just one story, and all of a sudden I hear a knock on the door. Unexpected, somebody was knocking on my door, and it was Jonathan from Alma Latina knocking on my door. I was like,
Jonathan.
I'm here to train. I'm like, what? And then there some family members drop them off right on my doorstep, and I was like, well, come in.
What are you gonna say?
That's a true story. And the other guy that he was, I think he's one of the more smartest dancers in Mexico, if not one of the best in the world. Jorge Martinez from Oaxaca.
I remember Jorge. I
Jorge is
think
better.
I remember Jorge. I think they used to go to Glass Cat or something.
Yeah,
he stayed here
yeah,
for a while.
so
I remember you guys training them. I do.
So that's another story. It's like you're talking about how. Well, after LA Congress, we were at the lobby. I met this guy, Jorge, for like about 3-4 minutes, 5 minutes. He sent me a few emails and knock. All of a sudden, he was on my doorstep, and he stayed with me almost a year. So that is one way. Back then, email, and nowadays is we meet people across around the world, and they meet us, or Congress and festivals. We talk to them. And you could tell sometimes when you work with people for so long, you create this very good intuition when you talk to somebody.
Yeah.
Right.
And a lot of it has been intuition, and of course, good questions to ask. You know,
Yeah,
it's
that's
good.
all good. Not to mention you have a background of psychology, so I'm sure you know which question to ask
Yeah.
to determine what type of personality they have.
You tell right away, and that's really it. That's how we go about it.
So okay, now the question is, okay, they start the training. Do they have some type of arrangement with accommodation, or how if it's gonna be 6-8 months, where are they gonna work? How are they gonna get money, or how does that work, dude?
The way it works, man, it's a lot of these kids come in and they just don't have much. Sometimes they don't have much. Sometimes they have okay. So if you're a follower, a female follower, they stay with Liz.
Right.
If you're a guy, they stay with me and they sleep in that sofa. That's just the bottom line. We don't ever charge them for rent.
Right.
And always say, just take care of your personal expenses. All that group training is complimentary. We're not going to charge you for the group training. And you just have to take 10 private classes. That's it. It's a really good deal. Really inexpensive because we know how much they spend on the flights.
Oh, yeah.
We know where they come from.
Yeah.
And we just want to help out these kids, man.
I think it's an investment. I mean, come on, man. You made some champions there. What's her name? The one who lives in Canada now?
Harold and Regan. And Harold and Regan came for a little bit. They're now the Bachata Cabaret champions. They came with me a few times.
Oh, there's an old, I wouldn't say old because she's not old.
Mario.
That's
Mario
not,
Acosta.
huh?
Mario Acosta.
No,
Mario.
it's a female, bro, who lives in, I believe lives in
Paulina.
Calgary or Alberta.
Paulina Posadas.
Yeah. That's so when these people wins championship, do you guys get royalty or anything?
No, I think they did. They came in, and I think there's something clicked with them in terms of what it is that what it takes to be a champion. They came out of here being inspired. They left Oakland inspired and having a very good idea of what it's going to take. So they go back to their prospective cities or countries, and they just go from there.
Do you guys know it right away if they have what it takes to be champions?
Yeah.
Oh, really? Huh?
Right.
How? Because of their dedication, or they have a competitive edge or something? What?
Liz, what with your observations, what do you think?
Yeah, of course, it's dedication, but
Uh-huh.
also it's about if they have talent, but also if they know how to use that talent and they take advantage of that talent. That's one of the things that I can tell right away.
They always seem to do more than being asked.
Yeah.
That's a good thing. That's a good
And
thing.
they always do it. They always practice extra time. After we're done with classes, you see them on the corner just going at it, and they ask a lot of questions, and you just know, man, they just have a drive. They're just special that way.
Yeah.
And there's some kids that come in and we're like, they just come here for the experience, but you can tell right away they're not. It's not going to happen for them.
Yeah.
But I do hope for them to do well. But it's always been kind of the same experience. Yeah.
I see. So you always want to do things differently. So you always, oh, they're not doing this. Let's do this. This is an idea. Let's do it. So did you approach Andrew Cervantes, or he approached you as far as training him and all of that, and then later on getting into the a big competition called, I believe, America Got Talent or X Factor? What was it? Which one was it?
America's Got Talent.
Okay. So how did that come about?
Liz, remember the first?
So his mom is a good friend of ours.
Of course, yeah, I know her. Yeah.
She used to bring him little.
Well, we didn't know after 2 years of working with him that I was like, your mom is Lily?
Oh, they look alike, dude. You didn't know?
Wait a minute, is that Lily, the one that we used to go to her car? She pops the trunk and we would be.
We go drinking? Yeah.
Drinking before going to Kokomo's? Lily's your mom? We call her the Lily Bar. And that was crazy.
There was a time where he used to dance with in Sacramento where what's her name? Yumaya. And I think he really idolized Jason Molina. He was dancing like Jason Molina. But anyway, go ahead, Liz.
So
he did approach us, and he
first.
approached me because he wanted to train in the company. But then also, like, we got along really well since the beginning. And then he asked me that he wanted to dance and compete. So I started competing with him as a pro-am.
Right.
And then once he competed as a pro-am, I was like, he really loves following. And I was like, you know what, you should ask John. And then he didn't want at first. It's like, John's like, I wasn't gonna say no. He was so afraid to ask him.
Yeah. So what happens is when he competed for the first time, he came in last in the pro division.
Oh yes.
And that
Is that
kid
right? Wow. Okay.
Every time he goes on stage and get out, he was crying. He was crying because So we told him, it's just like, you're really talented, but the problem is that we need to develop your skill set as a leader. You know, your skill set.
Yeah.
So we continued. He was such a great team player. He worked with us in the company. He did really well in the amateur teams. And yeah, he did approach me one time. He asked me to social dance one time somewhere in Sacramento. I danced with him. I was like, oh, interesting. And somebody said to us, hey, you guys look good, man. You guys have a chemistry. And so on. I'm like, oh, okay. And later on, he did ask me, and he was I'm like, I don't know, man. Like, I just don't dance with dudes, man. And you're a little bit taller than me. I don't know, but then again, going back to that social dance, I was like, let's do this, man. Let's just put something together.
Really?
Just for fun.
Just for fun. Okay.
That was it. And that
was not like a hobby fun. That was fucking serious, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember when I was judging both of you, I don't know if that was in San Diego or Las Vegas, going up against Eli.
It was Vegas. I remember you.
I knew, you know, for me as a judge, I have a good sense of who's going to win competition. It's just an instinct for me because I used to be a judge in just about everything, whether it's martial arts or bodybuilding, you know. I knew you guys were going to kick Eli's ass. I knew. So the moment he did that like this, I was like, okay, it's over. And I was looking at you guys, but at the same time, I was looking at Eli in the corner. I was like, because he was like, I think both of them were like peeking or something. I was like, okay, they're in trouble. And he was over. And then you guys went to this America's Great Talent. How was that, dude? I mean, the environment, how was it?
It was a fantastic. That one thing that people might that I always say that actually the company Salsamania, we auditioned for America's Got Talent.
Is that right? Okay.
And we took Andrew with us 2 years prior. And then 2 years later, they called us, hey, you want to come to audition? And I was like, we already auditioned for you, man. I'm just like, so for me, it's like, we already did that a long time ago. What
Yeah, that's true. I'm over it.
They say, you know, we really want you. I want you guys, can you guys come like next week to the actual auditions to like the TV thing?
Yeah.
So then I call Andrew, say, hey, let's go. She goes, sure. So when we walk in there, we like, this is not like our big break, or it wasn't like, oh my God, it's TV. We just went, I was like, let's just hop on with it.
Dude, you really didn't have an idea that was different? It's going to be so from all of it. You didn't have any idea that was going to be different? I knew, dude, because like that was brilliant. You know?
No, when we got there, Andrew and I were like, oh, okay. So we just went and gave it, man, and we just had a lot of fun with it. It was an incredible experience, and be able to perform to so many people, man. It was just incredible. The TV, the lights, and it was great, man. They treated us really good, man. So yeah.
So Liz, when you have different programs in your dance team now, beginners, they want to learn. They're beginners. Do you guys have a program for that?
Yeah, we do. We have a program, and we used to teach a lot of the very beginner classes at Just Dance Ballroom on Monday nights.
Okay.
Basically, like our main beginner class.
Yeah, that's always full.
Yeah.
I remember because I used to pass flyers in that neighborhood. Back then, promoters passed flyers. Yeah. Okay, so you have beginner classes, and of course they have to follow certain structure and a certain syllabus, right?
Yeah, we developed our academic dance program a long time ago, and we developed this academic dance program where when you walk in, you have a manual. You know, like when you go to work, you have the employee manual. Well, you have the Salsamania manual. That's the bottom line. That's
same thing with my team, yeah.
Yeah, same thing. And if you come to our classes, it's going to be a very different feel. That if you come to our classes, it's going to be technical.
Yeah,
it will be fun. It's going to be technical. And I think, Ronnie, when it comes to beginners, I think if you as a business owner know what your niche is, continue developing that niche and don't try to do something different. I know a few instructors in the Bay Area that are incredibly successful. It's because they run a beginner class and then they make it incredibly fun. In creating a fun environment. The music is fun, the people is fun. And that's what their niche is. So when you define that niche, Ronnie, then you know what your beginner class should look like.
Got it.
And that's what our beginner class is. Yes, we do have a program, but it's those people that, seriously, really want to get to know what this dance is all about. So yeah. Yeah,
that's, you're right about the niche. Like, for me, when I do bachata, you know it's traditional. You know, they know me. If I'll be teaching Central, everybody will be talking about it right now. It's like, what the hell happened to him? You know, but you gotta have a niche, and you gotta have actually beginners. That's I don't know how important this is, and I think that if beginners are watching, dude, you guys are the most important students in the world. You know, we all have to begin somewhere, right? And then you get into the intermediate and then into the advanced. My question is, so while they're doing all of these classes, they're training with you guys, let's say your Monday classes, your Thursday classes, blah, blah, blah. Do you guys really sometimes watch and notice like this person has a potential for the team?
Absolutely. You're always scouting those special individuals among the crowd, and you talk to them. Some people are very blunt and bold. I say, I want you in my team. Yeah. I don't have to tell them that they're great. We just say, I just want you in my team. And
I love it.
That's one. And the way we recruit them is we say, why don't you come to one of our choreography class sessions? Mm-hmm. Take it, and after 1 hour, if you like it, great, we could talk about it. If you don't like it, it's not for you, I just want to say thank you anyway for coming over. And that's it. That's really, straight. That is that much straight in Weeby in that sense.
Let's talk about the San Francisco Salsa Festival, which I think we both started in the same year. I started one in January. I think you started one in April or March.
I think it was March.
Was that
March.
2009?
I think so.
Yeah,
It was
March.
12 years.
12 years, yeah.
12 years.
It's 12 years. Yours is 12 years, Ronnie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It would have been 12 years this year, bro.
Yeah. me
Yeah.
too.
So yours was typically June or July, right?
It's for San Francisco, July.
Yeah, July. Yeah. So we started in March. You were in July.
Yeah. So what's the difference? Because there used to be San Francisco Salsa Congress, as you know, and now there is well, I wouldn't even mention the San Francisco BKS because that's just the title itself is different. So because at that time, San Francisco Salsa Congress existed. What was the difference besides just on a different month or on a different time? What was your thought process like?
The process in terms of
The structure of the event.
the structure of the event. Well, we always talk about having a salsa festival, an event other than the San Francisco Congress, because
Right.
like, man, do you really have to wait a whole year for the Salsa Congress?
Yes.
Let's do an event somewhere in between, because I would say the San Francisco Congress is just incredible. It was just incredible event. It had so much fun. So Liz always wanted me to do that, and then we kept talking about it. And what Liz did was, just a quick story, she just go ahead and prints out a whole bunch of flyers about announcing the San Francisco Congress. We didn't have a hotel. We didn't have artists. We had no idea what was going on. Liz, she said, well, now you have no choice but to do it. So, okay, so we had no time. So we just went ahead and did it. So the thought process, okay, we cannot compare ourselves to the Salsa Congress that is so established and have a bigger budget. So let's just go ahead and do a Salsa festival where it's going to be very local focus, not international, so local focus.
Yeah.
So let's focus on great local bands and artists.
Right.
Let's focus on the community and promote within the community. That's our thought process, and we went from there. Yeah.
Good. And what do you think? Is it going to happen next year or probably the following year?
So we already knew, like, we just
talked
knew.
to you.
We talked to you. We right away we knew that we needed to cancel our events because we are not going. We care too much about this community for being the ones responsible if something bad happens. What's going to happen next year, Ronnie? I think everybody is on the fence. Let's be honest about it. So Liz and I, by September, will know already what to do for March or April to whether we're going to have our festival. To be quite frank, there's a great possibility it's not going to happen.
I agree with you. It might not happen. It might not happen until 2022. I was talking to Nate, or even Bishop, and other promoters. Look, I just interviewed doctors.
Yeah.
They said just in itself that the vaccine will let's say if the vaccine will get approved by the end of the year, right, it's not going to be available for another year because even if it's approved, it's not going to be available to everyone.
Right.
And because of that, people are still going to be wearing masks. People are still going to do social distancing. And of course, for our dance community, that's not good for us, you know. So you're right. We're on the fence. Just the way it is. Do you think our dance industry, when this pandemic is over, let's say we have the vaccine, do you think it will change as far as the way we do things?
Absolutely. Everything is going to change. There's no more go back to normal. And we just have to develop a systems that work for us, work for the dance community. Absolutely. This virus is going to linger in a community for a very long time. So that I know, and in terms of how it's going to change, I don't know yet. We're going to find out. We're going to be able to adapt and change. And
going back to your thing, we're on a fence. There's no team practicing.
No, absolutely not. There's
that's half of the profit for a festival, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
And then, okay, let's say, Ronnie, let's say we decided to go with the SF Festival. Let's say. And then, do you really think we're going to allow over 1,000 people come to our festival?
That's the thing, yeah.
What are the chances? A very high chance. So it's
Very
a
high chance.
environment. And on top of that, do you really think people are going to really attend? There's so many people that are going to be super hesitant to even step into that building. And the money that you invest in, you really think you're going to come ahead?
Even if they do, if you as a promoter require masks, some people don't believe in masks, as you know.
Yeah.
You lost some people there too. And wow, it's it is something that I have never predicted or thought it's going to happen in our dance industry. Your dance competition, God, I mean, of course, that's not going to happen after 2 years.
It's not going to happen. We thought of doing like a virtual competition. I was like, nah.
I don't know, man.
Let's just wait. Let's just wait. It's been 4 or 5 months, and if every time you become desperate, you make bad decisions. Yeah. You're always gonna back decisions. That's why my parents said. And as a matter of fact, Joan Soriano's, your typical but a traditional bachata, he said in one video, he goes, the minute you become desperate, the minute you fail. Because you're going to make really bad decisions.
That's true.
So that is just the bottom line. Just chill back and just refocus, reassemble, and just create a system that is going to work for you. So it's okay, man. It's okay to miss it 1 year, man. It's okay. There's far more important things that we need to focus on right now.
So when people are interested in taking your classes or just advanced already and they want some coaching, whether it's online or they want to come to your place, how do they contact you? What's your website?
Yeah, so it's very simple. Salsamania dance dancecompany.com. Pretty straightforward.
salsamaniaproductions.com.
Sorry, salsamaniaproductions.com. Really simple. Just go to the website. You find all the information, Zoom classes, you name it.
Okay, good. Guys, I want to thank you for the time. It's been a great enlightening conversation about dance company structure, secret of it really, if you think about it. Last question. What do you think is a good teacher, a dance teacher?
You let me go first. What is a good teacher? That you are always learning. That's what makes you good. You're always learning.
You're always emptying your cup. I love that.
Yeah. I go by, it's always teach what the dancers and the students need versus teaching them all that you know. So some teachers trying to teach them everything that they know as opposed to teach them what they need. And that's a big difference between somebody that knows a lot versus a good teacher. Yeah.
Well, we'll leave it at that. God, I hope that we get to hang out again at your festival, at my festival, because you guys do the salsa room and rightfully so. And Isidro loves you guys. And God, we missed everyone, to be honest with you. There's nothing to do here in Reno. Although I think we're on phase 2 or phase 3, I can work out in the gym. And I have my own key, so I go to the gym when there are no people there, like 12 midnight. It does mess up my sleep, but I'm not working. What am I gonna do, man? So other than that, great day. This will be shown today. And ladies and gents, if you like this video, make sure you like it. If you have not subscribed to this account, just click subscribe. And I promise I'll give you great content every week. Thank you, John and Liz.
Thank you so much, Ryan. Many blessings to you, man. Keep safe and love you, man.
Hope to see you soon.
All right, brother. Take care, man. All right, bye.